Hello everyone, welcome back to day 12 lecture of how to learn DevOps and cloud computing in 60 days. In today's lecture, we are going to learn how to implement quality gates using SonarQube. And in the process, we will also understand what do we mean by quality gate and why do we need quality gates. And we will create quality gate and then configure quality gates and then add some threshold in the quality gates. And then finally, we will go ahead and then implement automated checkpoints in the Jenkins CICD pipeline so that you can enforce the quality gate. So now let's try to understand what do you mean by quality gate and then where quality gate can be used as part of CICD implementation. Now let's say that you are a DevOps engineer, you are responsible for implementing CICD workflow. So you have created a CICD pipeline using Jenkins, and then as part of CA implementation, you are integrating various code quality tools such as JaCoCo for performing code coverage check, and SonarQube for identifying code quality issues, and then Trivy Scanner for identifying vulnerability issues in the code or dependencies. Every time development team commits the code, your automated CI build would run, and it would try to identify issues early in the software development lifecycle. But the thing is, build is always successful, but the number of defects keep on increasing, right? Your deployment also successful, but you still have the number of defects keep on piling up. The development team is not taking any corrective action by looking at SonarQube dashboard or Trivy dashboard or anything like that, right? They are not taking any corrective action in order to fix those defects. So due to these issues, the QA team is finding a lot of bugs in the application. Whenever they test the application, they are finding a lot of defects, a lot of bugs in the application, and they are not happy about it. So your technical debt on the code is relatively on the higher side. So how you can actually fix this? So this is where you can create something called quality gate in SonarQube, and then you can add some conditions in the quality gate, and you can literally force the build to fail when those conditions are not met. Now let's say that every time development team commits new code, you are finding too many defects. So what you can do in order to prevent that, you can go to SonarQube, create quality gate. You can add conditions in the quality gate, especially on the newer code, and you can literally force the build to fail when those conditions are not met. So this will ensure that development team would not have any new defects on the new code, right? So this is a great way of ensuring that your code is being deployed with highest quality. So that is the beauty of setting up quality gates, guys. Okay, so whenever you set up quality gates, this will always ensure that code is having highest quality and standard. And you can also identify issues early in the development lifecycle. You can also automate go or no go decisions based on the quality gates in your CI/CD pipeline. So this will make developers more accountable whenever they are developing code, and this will also increase our end customer confidence as well, right? So that's the reason why we need to set up quality gates as part of CI/CD implementation. It is really critical as part of CI/CD process. So how do you implement quality gate using Jenkins? So all you have to do is you have to add this piece of code. So you would be adding usually right after you perform static code analysis check by integrating with SonarQube. So you can see here, right? And then this is very important, abort pipeline true. So whenever the quality gate conditions are met, for example, let's say you configured a quality gate and then you have added a condition that there should not be more than 2 defects on the newer code. If there are more than 2 defects, this will abort the pipeline. All right, so now let's go ahead and then implement quality gate, guys. So if you look at the prerequisites, we need to have Jenkins up and running. So this is my Jenkins, which is already configured, and you also need to have SonarQube up and running. So that is the SonarQube, and Jenkins and SonarQube is already integrated. So I have already installed SonarQube plugin in Jenkins. So now let's go ahead and then create a quality gate. So go to quality gates. Let's click on create. let's go ahead and then, create a quality gate. I'm going to say my code quality gate. Okay, fantastic. And whenever you actually create a quality gate, some of the conditions are added as part of, the SonarQube setup itself. So you can see here, right? So these are the conditions, obviously, which can be customized. Okay, so not a problem. So click on unlock editing if you wanted to, customize this. So right now, if you see here, the conditions are on the new code only, right? So there are no, conditions on overall code. Now let's say that you wanted to add condition on overall code. For example, let's say I don't want to have, more than 2 issues. So you can add this condition on overall code and then click on add conditions. Perfect. So you can see here, right? So we have a combination of, conditions on new code as well as conditions on overall code, right? And then click on all, and then you can apply what are the projects, that you wanted to apply this particular quality gate. Fantastic. I think that's it. And then you also need to make sure that, you configure this quality gate as a default quality gate. So click on set as default. And then, whenever you actually, set up SonarQube, this SonarWay quality gate is, configured by default, but it is highly recommended that, you create quality gate on your own and then start customizing them. So it is highly recommended that, we should create a quality gate. So it is highly recommended that, we actually create a custom quality gate and then configure it. So it is highly recommended that, you create a custom quality gate and then configure that quality gate. So it is highly recommended that, you actually create a custom quality gate and then configure that quality gate. Fantastic. So now all we have to do is we have to add webhooks. Go to administration, go to configuration, click on webhooks. So basically, a way of, notifying Jenkins in case of, the quality gate conditions are not met, right? Because we wanted to force the build to fail when conditions are not met, correct? So click on create. So let's add a webhook. So I'm going to say my webhook, and then, so this has to be a Jenkins URL. So copy that. And then in the end, you have to say SonarQube -webhook. So Jenkins URL, and then in the end, SonarQube -webhook. You don't have to give any secret. That's totally fine. So click on create. Fantastic. So our URL looks good. So that is pretty much is on the SonarQube side. So we have actually created a quality gate. We have customized our quality gate. We also made sure that, that quality gate is of default quality gate. And then we also have added a webhook pointing to Jenkins URL. Fantastic. So now let's go ahead and then start customizing our pipeline. So now let's go ahead and then enforce quality gates in our pipelines. So I do have, a couple of pipelines over here. I do have declarative pipeline job. I also have scripted pipeline job. But again, right, it is up to you, whichever the pipeline that you wanted to implement. I wanted to use the declarative pipeline job. So if you actually see here, obviously, right, the pipeline code is, in SCM. So this is the project. So this is a project, right? So we already have Jenkins file, isn't it? Okay. So we'll have to add, a quality gate conditions right after this particular stage. So what I have done is, I have already configured my local machine in order to work with this particular repository. So this is the project. Okay. And this is a Jenkins file. So what we are going to do is, all we have to do is, go ahead and then add the condition. So I'm going to say stage steps block, because this is a declarative pipeline. I'm going to say quality gate. So let's add these 2 lines. And then this is very important, about pipeline true. So whenever, the conditions are not met, and this will actually force the build to fail, isn't it? And then we are kind of giving an hour or so, so that is more than enough for quality gate, to work. Fantastic. So that's it, right? So now let me save this file, and then I'm going to commit. I'm going to say added quality gate condition, commit, and then push. All right, our code has been committed. So let's go back to GitHub. Let's click on refresh. There you go. So we have added this condition. Fantastic. Now let's go ahead and then run our pipeline. Wow, so build got failed. Let's quickly see what's going on. Oh, there you go, guys. I'm actually missing this. So let's add in the pipeline. Okay, so there you go, guys. So this should take care of fixing that issue. Sorry about that. So let me go ahead and then commit the code. I'm going to say fix the issue in the pipeline. Even before I commit, let me actually make sure we do have webhooks configured. So I do see the webhook is configured, but let's actually make sure it is pointing to the right URL here. Go to webhooks. So let's make sure our URL is correct. And then we have to say GitHub-webhook. Fine. Click on update. And we can always verify whether our webhook has been configured correct or not. So click on redeliver. Fantastic. So now, as soon as I actually make any code changes, it should trigger the pipeline right away. So now let's go ahead and then commit this code change, commit, and then let's also go ahead and then push that. Fantastic. Now if I go into pipeline, this should have triggered the pipeline. There you go. Wow. We can see that the pipeline got failed due to the quality gate error. So let's find out what's going on. So let's go to SonarQube, click on projects. Okay, there you go, this one, right? So click on the project. Wow, there you go, guys. Do you all see here? Because I actually had very less coverage. So due to this condition, this kind of, stop the build to fail, isn't it? So now, what is our responsibility as a DevOps engineer? We just need to, let development team know. So they have to take that corrective action, isn't it? Fantastic. So this is how, you can actually create a quality gate, and you can, enforce the build to pass or fail based on the threshold. I hope you all enjoyed this learning. I'm really looking forward to see you all in the next video. Thank you so much.